What's up, Sea Gals, Sea Guys, and Sea Curious? I'm your host, Kenneth Arthur. You came here, and we're going to talk about the Seahawks. That's what we're here for. We're not here to look at this, because nobody would want to look at that. My mother unfriended me from Facebook. That's how bad it's getting in this area, okay? But we're going to talk about the Seahawks, and they play the Patriots this week. It's a big matchup for us, and it's not such a big matchup for Patriots fans because they don't respect anyone. Especially not those sea chickens, sea turkeys from Seattle. Sorry, the other coast exists. We're here. Get used to it. Alright? So let's talk about some keys to the game to how Seattle can upset these Patriots. An upset, that's what they'll say. You fly across the country, face the number one defense, and all of a sudden it's an upset. Let's start with number one, stopping the run. This is going to be a key that a lot of people are talking about, but they don't think we can do it. I know we can do it. When you look at the two Patriots losses, they came in weeks 2 and they came in weeks 3. And in both of those games, they ran for less than 100 yards. It is very important to stop their run. Run numbers can be a little deceptive because if you get up early, thanks to Tom Brady, then all of a sudden you run the ball a lot more, you're going to get more yards. However, it's not just about that. The Patriots, they actually do have a really good running game. They got some great blockers from Rob Gronkowski to all those guys on the line, pushing it up front. And Stephen Ridley and Brandon Bolden are doing a good job. When you look at their losses, it was containment to where the fact that the Patriots tried to run it and just couldn't do it. So it's going to be very important. I'm going to burp right now. It's in the ESPN. You don't know what's going to happen. Anything is possible. That's when it's going to be really important for Brandon Mebane and Red Bryant and Alan Branch and KJ Wright and Bobby Wagner and all those guys, all the front seven, to get that push. You got to push that cush. All right? So that's going to be really important for us to stop them from trying to do their thing in the run game. And then all of a sudden, they're playing our style of game, which is stopping you from moving the ball on the ground. That's what we do. Believe it. Number 2, let's talk about the Seattle offense. It's going to be important if I'm staying in that same area for Marshawn Lynch to do a good job. We don't need a whole lot. Maybe we're talking 4 yards per carry. But we don't want to get him shut down because we can't necessarily rely on the passing game to win us any games this year. All right? So that's number 2. Kind of. It's going to be really important. The Patriots are 5th in yards per carry allowed this season. So we want to make sure that we're getting our push there where Marshawn Lynch has that incredible talent to turn a 1-yard gain into a 3-yard gain or a 3-yard gain into a 5-yard gain because every yard's going to matter for us to get those third and shorts. So that way Russell Wilson can do what he needs to do. Number 3. How about that? How about when it's 3rd and 5, 1st and 10, 2nd and 8, 4th and 50, 1 and 2, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. What are we going to do then? Are we going to throw it deep? Because when you look at the Patriots' losses, their 2 losses, they're actually quite contrast in the amount of how much people go deep on them. You see that pass defense, and it's susceptible. And you're thinking, okay, so that means that people are going to attack them. Number 3. Or is that what's going to happen? Are they going to attack them like Joe Flacco, who went 7 of 14 for over 200 yards when going deep over 15 yards? Or are they going to play conservative like Kevin Kolb, who went 0 for 2 on deep passes? Either way, both times the Patriots lost that game. I think it's going to be super important for the Seahawks to do whatever they feel they are most comfortable doing. If you're most comfortable hitting in 10 yards, hitting Doug Baldwin within, hitting Golden Tate to the side on the slant, or anything like that, if you're going to want to keep Sidney Rice within those 15 yards, Zach Miller, whatever, they just have to figure out what they're going to be most successful on at that time and then roll with that. Because the Patriots have proven that you can beat them going deep and you can beat them not doing that at all. That is what I'm really going to be looking for, is Russell Wilson, who, by the way, has a career high of 7 deep targets in his 5-game career. That came against the Eagles. Is he going to go deep over 10 times? Because in his other games, he went deep 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, and then 2 times in his other contest when he went against the Rams. What's he going to do this time? Are they going to keep it inside, and they're going to try and contain it, control the ball, win the time of possession? That's going to be the big thing, is if you can stop their run and you can run the ball, you'll win that time of possession. You'll keep Tom Brady off the field. You'll keep Gronkowski off the field. All of a sudden, you have a better chance of beating the Patriots and proving everybody wrong when Chris Collinsworth says that there's no way that Seahawks will hold the Patriots under 30 points. No way? Man, I don't think so. I don't think you've been watching those games, Chris. Have you seen this defense? 4 offensive touchdowns in 5 games. None in the last 2. This is a real defense. This is one of those defenses that Seattle fans can talk about. It's been over 25 years since we've had a defense like this. Believe it. Number 4. Something interesting that I found about the Patriots. They're very inconsistent. They don't quite consistently put up those 4 quarters in a game. When I look back at their schedule and I'm seeing, okay, they lost to the Cardinals, and everyone looks back at it and they says, well, Gostkowski missed the kick. The Patriots were down 20-9 in the 4th quarter. The Cardinals beat them pretty good for 3 quarters. It wasn't until the end when Ryan Williams fumbled it that the Patriots all of a sudden became the team that was supposed to win this game, or that should win this game. I look at the Broncos game and I see that the Patriots were up 31-7, but they only won by 31-21, and it was very close. It was for Willis McGahee for that game to be much closer, if not a total comeback for the Broncos. The Patriots were unable to stop Denver late in the game. I see the same thing going on against the Baltimore Ravens. That was a game that maybe the Patriots, they didn't play that whole time, where all of a sudden there was big runs from the Ravens. Or you can look at the Buffalo Bills, who had a 14-7 lead at halftime. It wasn't until the second half that all of a sudden the Patriots blew up, because the Bills. That's what I'm looking at, is whether or not when the Seahawks get that opportunity, when all of a sudden they find themselves in a moment when the Patriots defense is all of a sudden getting very lax, what are they going to do about it? Can the Seahawks take advantage of every opportunity? Because I believe that we're going to get a few, especially at home. And number 5, come on. You're coming into our house? You want to come into Seattle and expect that you can run all over us? Let me introduce you to someone. We're 12. We die for this team. We're going to be so loud on Sunday that you're not going to hear Hazel telling you there's a sale on Uggs. Alright? Please believe that coming into Seattle is no joke, Chris Collinsworth, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, Patriots fans. This is not New England. This is not Barbados. This is no vacation. This is coming into our house, and we get loud, and we freak out. Because I'm a little freaked out. Because I'm a freaking crazy guy. And that's why I'm going to root so hard for my Seahawks. Not at the stadium. I'm not going to the game. I mean, come on. You know how expensive that is? But the ones that go are going to be loud. So come on. The Seahawks, they can do it. They can beat the Patriots. Nobody said they were going to beat the Packers. Packers came in our house. Aaron Rodgers, best quarterback in the league, sacked 8 times at half. I know, and you look at Aaron Rodgers, he's got the quickest release in the league. We can't get to Aaron Rodgers, except we got to Aaron Rodgers because we covered the guys and we got pushed. They got pushed. All right? We're going to get pushed on Tom Brady, and we're going to cover those guys, and then all of a sudden it's going to be difficult. Yeah, we got to worry a little bit about those tight ends. We got to worry a little bit about Wes Welker. You know what? I'm not worried about Wes Welker. I know for a fact. Seahawks, they got this. 24-21 Seattle.